Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my sketchbook. A little bit ago, I showed you this card game that features a character played by Rob Reiner, whose father, Carl Reiner, quite famous director as well, also good friends with Mel Brooks, another director, directed one of my favorite movies. Mel Brooks directed one of my favorite movies called Spaceballs. And I thought for fun, I'm going to do a picture related to that because the person who's celebrating a birthday today helped to bring about a sequel. So I thought, okay, well, let's see if we can do something that's related to Josh Gad because it's his birthday and Mel Brooks's Spaceballs. So let's see if that can kind of lock down, and off we go. So, like I like to do, I like to draw the eyes first just to figure out where I want certain things to be, because that's fun for me. These are kind of almost egg-shaped. Put like a little pocket of sorts here. Uh-huh. Gonna have a little joyous face. Now, let's see. Does this look familiar to you so far? You probably know where I'm going. The character that I'm drawing here is Olaf from the Frozen movie franchise. Character voiced by Josh Gad. And it's not going to be exactly like Olaf. It's going to be like Olaf doing a cosplay, maybe dressing up just because it's fun. Like one of my favorite characters from Spaceballs. Now, I do want it to be kind of detailed, but not super detailed because I don't really have lots and lots of time that I want to put into this. I really do want to put some time into it, though. But I want it to be also pretty cartoony. Let's see. Back here, we're going to have a bit of a ponytail. I'll make room for that in a moment. Gotta have a collar. I'm gonna have this just like that. What's that, Neville? Oh, well, Neville's my timekeeper. He's like, it's just over 5 minutes so far. And instead of saying Barf here on the name tag, we're just going to write Olaf. Now, when I heard Josh Gad was working on getting this sequel done, I really thought he was going to take the John Candy character. But from my understanding, one of John Candy's kids is going to do that role, as not as a reprised role, but as Barf Jr. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool, actually. Here's a fun bit of information. Now down here I drew a button. So on the outfit that John Candy wears, he doesn't have a button here. Instead, he has a pin of a hound dog on that shirt pocket, which is kind of one of those funny details that you see on the big screen. Let's back this out a little bit because I'm going to run out of room here. Oh, that's way too far. All right. Put a couple more buttons in here. Here we're going to have another kind of like cargo pant. Pocket there, pocket there. So I look forward to this movie. When it came out, I was probably 13, which is pretty much the perfect age for zany kind of movies like this. I have a rag here out of the pocket. Here's a fun bit of something. If you were to lace up a pair of shoes for a character named Barf, what kind of shoes would you have? And I would say the best type of shoes to lace up is a pair of Chucks. So yeah, lace up lace up Chucks is probably the best. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being silly. But I think that's funny if that was done intentionally, which I kind of think probably was. That's the kind of stuff that I anticipate from this movie. Just like zany sight gags and yeah, anyway. But as I said, today is Josh Gad's birthday. And he must be a fan to bring back or bring about a sequel. Because there was talk of doing it for years. And it just didn't seem to happen. And then after John Candy had passed, it seemed like, well, why would anyone want to bring back a sequel or bring about a sequel without John Candy, and we all still wanted it. That's the thing. You know, and you play tribute to John. I do believe one of the last movies that John Candy worked on was with Matthew Perry. I think it was called Wagons West. I might have to try to verify that. But that seems about right. John Candy was a remarkable Canadian comedian. SCTV, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck. A lot of movies, actually. He was in Home Alone with former SCTV alum and recently passed as well, Catherine O'Hara. In that. This is looking kind of weird to me for some reason. So let's kind of move this along a little bit. Over here, draw another arm. And of course, if you've been here before, you know that I like to draw a raised pinky for some reason, which is a zany thing to do. We're going to have a bite out of this. I think it does need it. Gotta have these sprigs of twigs. And back here, let's have that. What else can we do here? What else can we do? Well, you know, I might add a little bit of color to this and then let it come to an end. So let's see. I'm just going to back this out a little bit. And then I'm going to bring up the bunny pen here. Start with orange because I really want this to be known as Olaf's nose that he's taken a bite out of. It's kind of messy. And then this dark brown for his fingers. Thumb, the palm of his hand, his forearm. This bunny pen is so fun. I'm going to twist this around a little bit here. Do this arm over here. Now on the laced up chucks, the left shoe has red and black laces. And on the other side, they're gray and black. I'm going to use this yellow for Olaf's fur in his cosplay costume. And a little bit back here on the tail. Around the face, and we'll do the ponytail in a moment. So that movie doesn't come out until 2027. And by that point, Mel Brooks will already be 100 years old. So he turns 100 this summer. That's pretty cool, actually. Now here in Canada, when you turn 100, you got a letter from, well, now it would be the king. The king will send you a letter. Now, that's pretty neat. I mean, that's kind of a big deal to turn 100 years of age. I've only known a few people who made it over 100. That's kind of cool, actually. What else do I need to do with this? Well, let's use a little bit of blue, and then I'll do some quick outlining, and I think that'll be kind of it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go back to brown. I'm going to fill in that eyebrow, and then this spot around the eye. I'll do a little bit on that. It's kind of messy. And no, let's go to this blue. We'll go a little bit around the eyes. He's made of snow. Olaf. Go a little bit around his mouth. A few of the features will kind of highlight the snow stuff. We don't have to do too deep inside the mouth where the teeth are. And in this pocket where once the nose was, let's fill that in. Blue shadow. All right, so now we'll do just a quick bit of detail work back with the pen, and really all I'm going to do is kind of outline a few things and not get too much ink on myself. So I'm going to go with sort of a thicker kind of outline. And as always, I don't look this stuff up to find out if somebody else already did this. That's not really my thing to do. So if someone has, well, that's cool, I guess. But I like to think of this kind of stuff. I do enjoy the idea of sitting down in a movie theater with a bunch of people, strangers alike, and laughing together at something outrageous. So I think that's going to be fun. I do enjoy going to the movies. That's always a fun thing for me. Let's see. Have this tail business going on here in the background. We'll add a little bit of detail to it. So where I am today, we're anticipating a bunch of snow starting this afternoon. So I do believe in anticipation they have closed some of the schools. Ooh, you know what? I should take care of that rag out of the pocket. Let's go back to this hand here. And go to this side. Take care of this arm, thumb, palm. Kind of winding it down a little bit here. I'm surprised Neville hasn't been down to scream at me yet, because that's kind of his thing. Wondering where I am and what's taken me so long. All right. Off the top of my head, I don't really know what color I would use on this shirt, so I'm just going to do a light. Okay. Little bit of shading. This is always the problem with me, is I don't always want to just put down the pencil or pen, or I can always find little spots to add details to. And as I said, let's do a little bit better with these teeth. All right, now I did say I was going to take care of this rag. I think having John Candy's son Chris as Barf Jr. is going to be pretty decent tribute for the making of this sequel. Rick Moranis is going to be awesome, and Bill Pullman. Actually, the whole gang is going to be fantastic. Some like to call these passion projects, so I expect that it will be that. And I think the people that will be involved in it will actually care about it. And they'll want the best of whatever they can do to be done. So I think that's it. I think any further than that, but I do have maybe one more idea. I'm not very chatty when I write stuff down because it runs different parts of my brain, I guess. Right here, we're going to say Olaf's a pretty funny character. That little song about, looking forward to summer. Oh, it's delightful. To feel the sun on your face again. Spring is around the corner. And depending on who you listen to for, you know, finding out whether you'll have an early spring or not, um, yeah, we'll see it when it gets here. I think that's going to be it. I don't really want to have like stuff flying out of his face here. Maybe we'll go now in the comments if you wish. What character you picture having a mustache, glasses, and bushy eyebrows, and maybe holding a cigar? That just kind of popped into my head too while looking at that. I do believe this is it, folks. Well, happy birthday, Josh Gad. Thanks for working on this movie. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing Spaceballs too. I think that's going to be pretty fun. It's been a while, so we're coming up on, I guess, the 40th anniversary of it. So that's good timing. And as far as Mel Brooks, yeah, you know, I think we've all been kind of looking forward to seeing something done with this. It's going to be pretty zany. I think we're all going to need a laugh. I mean, we always need a laugh, so until then, I suppose, we just have to wait. All right, well, I think I've done everything I felt like doing with this. And, I mean, there's always more. I mean, jumping takes me forever to set down whatever it is I'm doing. Anyway, thanks for hanging out again. Happy birthday, Josh Gad. And come back again. See if we can do something else kind of zany. All right? Ciao for now.